Greetings, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Networking at Noon. Super excited to have with me today Ms. Harmony Widman. Welcome, Harmony.
Hello, Tiffany. How are you today?
Super excited to have you join us as we're almost in fall. I mean, it's Florida, so that's relative. Are you in Florida? Are you in Florida right now?
Oh, I'm in Florida. I'm in Palm Harbor, Florida. So
gotcha. And so if people are watching from around the world and they have no idea where Palm Harbor is, where is that?
So we're about 40 minutes west of Tampa, right on the water.
Gotcha. Yeah. About 50 minutes west of me. I can make it over there. So welcome, Harmony. So Harmony is actually let me make sure I know it's a new title. She is the Vice President of US Core of BNI. So first off, can you tell us what is BNI?
Sure. BNI is a networking organization. It's really designed for business owners who are looking for referrals and revenue and relationships, because those are the big three things that we provide. So across the world, there are chapters where business owners gather together to share referrals, to build amazing relationships, and to pass a lot of business and make a lot of money, all while having fun.
Gotta have the fun.
Agreed.
If you don't know the number, that's okay. But how many members or how many countries is BNI in now?
So I know that it's over 70 countries and it's a little over 280,000 members worldwide.
So I guess they're probably getting ready to celebrate, or hopefully celebrating soon, 300,000 members.
I hope so. That is the goal we are driving towards. We cannot wait to support that many business owners with achieving their goals.
Now, were you around when we celebrated 100,000 members?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that was a little before me.
All right. Just checking.
But I was definitely there for 200.
I've been involved in BNI since 2006. And I think I remember 2005, close enough. I think I remember in the member success program, like we would say, like there's 75,000 members and then 100,000 and then. So Harmony, how long have you been in BNI? How long have you been a part of the organization, and what got you into BNI? Give us a little bit of your history before we get to your present day.
All right. Great question.
And before she answers, for those of you watching, feel free to pop your questions and comments into the chat wherever you happen to be. If it's Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube, you can pop those in and we can ask them to Harmony in a little bit. Yeah. Take it over.
All right. Thanks, Tiffany. So this is actually my 10th year in BNI. So I joined in 2011. At the time, I was a practicing attorney, and the firm that I was working for was looking to expand the practice. And so the marketing director and I both joined BNI together for the business. And so I was a member in BNI for about 8 years total. And part of that time, I was also on the regional director team. So I supported other chapters and helped other business owners with maximizing their membership so they could get the optimal return on their investment. So I did that for about 8 years. And at that time, then I had an opportunity to join our global support team and to support all of Florida. So I joined the global support team. And I've had a number of different roles on the global support team, but my current one, as Tiffany said, is Vice President of US Core. And what that means is I just get the opportunity to support all of our members and directors across all of the company-owned regions in the United States. So I am very blessed. I get to work with amazing people and support a lot of members with achieving their goals.
How many different chapters or members are involved in the core aspect of BNI in the United States?
Yeah, so right now we have about 1,550 chapters. Wow. And a little over 30,000 members inside the company-owned regions, or core as we affectionately call it.
Gotcha. That is awesome. And for those of you watching, you probably remember BNI being talked about before. A couple of months ago, we had Tonya Aka on, who is one of the, I'm not sure her title in Michigan.
Managing Director of
Managing Directors in Michigan. And several months before that, we actually had Dr. Meisner, the founder of BNI, on. So if you're like, oh, this BNI sounds familiar, it could be from one of those couple of people that we've talked to before. So if somebody's thinking about, BNI, is it right for me? How would you answer that question? Is BNI right for me?
So you have to be honest. Are you looking to grow your business? If you're looking to grow your business, then yeah, BNI is a great opportunity for you, because what we do is we want business owners who are hungry to grow their business to work together, to support each other, to become lifelong referral partners, and to ensure that they achieve their goals. And so it's really about, are you looking to grow your business? And would you like to do that with the benefit of other business owners? Then BNI is the perfect place for you.
Yeah, I remember I got a weird invitation to BNI, not even somebody I know. They just like, hey, we need what you do. Can you come on out? And I didn't know a lot of people then. Like I had my aunt and uncle, my cousins, my grandparents, and my husband and his family. We weren't married at the time, but they were in Lakeland. And so I knew some people, but I didn't know a lot. I had only been in Tampa for less than 2 years when I got into BNI. And now I look at like all of my relationships, like everybody I know in the like entire Tampa area that I hang out with, I met in some way, shape, or form through BNI. Whether it's, they were in BNI, they left, they were a referral, like everybody except family is somehow BNI related.
Well, and for some people, even their family they now met through BNI. So it happens a lot. I mean, it's about building relationships, and that doesn't limit to work. It can be family, friends, businesses. It's a place to meet the people who you can connect with and who have some similar goals as you do. So it's great for all aspects of life.
Gotcha. Now, when it comes to BNI, in person or virtual, which way are they doing it now? Because I know pre-COVID, it was 100% in person all the time. That's it. And then it went 100% virtual. Where are the chapters now? Are they in person or are they online?
So that is one of the best things that's actually happened. Of course, when you merge traditions with innovations, you get new things. So we now have chapters that meet in person, and we have chapters that are meeting online. So you've got both opportunities available depending on what fits your schedule best.
So which is better though? Online meetings or in-person meetings?
That's just not a fair question, Tiffanie. So, I mean, I really think it depends on your business. Now, when I was a practicing attorney, I also had a toddler at the time. I would have loved virtual meetings if we had the option, because busy mom, busy schedule, I would have been all in on virtual meetings and happy. But a lot of people really love to be in the room with other people to get to know them. They feel like that's where they make the better connection. So I just think, what's your business and how do you like to interact with people?
I know, it's funny. People are like, "Are you excited to go back in person, Tiffanie?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "What, really?" And I was like, kind of struggling with this. Like, what's wrong with me? Why don't I want to go back to in-person networking? And I was talking to my husband. He's like, "Tiffanie, you didn't like to network in person before." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that totally makes sense." I always kind of laugh because I'm like, "Yeah, I'm all about networking, though it doesn't mean that I like to go networking in person. I much prefer the computer."
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree with you. I love to be around people and I love to get to know everybody, but I feel the computer feels so much more efficient to me, and it fits in my schedule so nicely, and I can do it at my convenience and still be incredibly productive, which I love.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was talking to Jason Avery a couple months ago, and he's like, his vision would be, okay, we do meetings virtually and socials in person.
Absolutely.
I can get behind that.
And that's actually what we've recommended to a lot of the virtual chapters is you still have to have an opportunity to get to know each other. You can do a lot online, and I love online, but there's something about the personal connection that happens. So we always recommend do a social, get to know each other, have fun together, because that just builds stronger bonds.
So what would be your recommendation for people that are still networking online, whether it's by choice or because they have to? How can we better effectively build relationships? Because to me, it's not about the networking and going to the meeting. It's about the relationships that we're developing. I always think about BNI. It's all about the relationships. So how can we build those relationships if we're here on Zoom? And sometimes we do have the option to meet in person, but other times, whether it was because we couldn't go out in public or maybe we're in different parts of the world even. I know there's a lot of people that I've never met in person, but I've got amazing business relationships with now. But you have to do a little bit of work. So can you give us some tips on how to make those Zoom relationships efficient?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think it's about being intentional. When you go into a Zoom meeting, like any other networking meeting, you need to look at who the audience is. You need to figure out who it is you want to meet. And then you're going to want to reach out. If you're in Zoom, you can do a chat. If you're in Teams, you can kind of do a chat. If nothing else, you just ask for their email address and then set up a private one-to-one via Zoom or Teams or whatever platform makes your heart happy. And really take the time to get to know everybody. I think with any networking, intentionality is so important. And on Zoom, it becomes even more important.
Definitely. So we've talked a lot about work at Asentiv, and Asentiv sponsors our show each week. They are all about the amazing business and the spectacular life. So what do you like to do for fun?
So I used to have a lot of hobbies, and then I had a kid, and I found out that I'm a mom of a kid that has a lot of hobbies. My daughter does competitive gymnastics. So we spend a lot of time at the gym doing gymnastic stuff. And she also likes to train for American Ninja Warrior. So we stay very busy with her activities. So I get, for me, it's just spending time with my family and making sure they're happy.
So what makes it competitive gymnastics versus regular gymnastics?
She's actually on a team, and they train for 10 hours a week, and they travel and compete.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh yeah. At 7.
When can she try out for American Ninja Warrior?
I don't honestly know, because if I could keep us to one real competition season, I'd be okay with that.
Well, at least she has a backup if she decides gymnastics isn't for her.
Oh yeah. She's in it because she loves it and she begs for it, because I can't fathom. I don't remember necessarily being 7, but I can't imagine wanting to be as focused and as driven as she is, because I think I was probably happy coloring or something. I don't know.
Well, at least we know that she's got your drive and focus.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes I'm a little scared by that.
So you mentioned you used to be an attorney. Do you practice law at all anymore?
I do not practice now. So I stepped back from practicing when I joined the global support team full time. So
what are some of the things you do? Did you share with us? What are some of the things you do as the vice president of BNI Core US?
Yeah, absolutely. So I help support all of our directors and our chapters and make sure that they have the tools that they need to be successful. So sometimes that looks like making sure there's presentations available for our directors. Other times it's making sure they have the social media shareables. Easy for me to say. I caught your disease from a few minutes ago. And sometimes that means making sure that they have the coaching that they need. They will have an issue come up and they don't know how to handle it. So I want to make sure that we give them all of the support they need so that our chapters and our members can achieve their goals. Because our ultimate mission is to make sure that our members' businesses grow.
Gotcha. Excellent. And if somebody's interested in checking out BNI, what's the easiest way for them to find if they have BNI in their area, the chapters, etc.?
Absolutely. So you're going to want to go to www.bni.com, and that will give you all of the options available for where BNI is, whether it's in your state, your city, your country. We have a BNI available for you. And if we don't, we're happy to start new ones.
Yeah, we're always looking for that next country or that next city if it's not there. I had a friend that was here in the Tampa area that moved to another part of the country. No BNI there. So she's like, I had to go get them to start me a chapter because I needed BNI to help me meet people and grow my business.
It's so funny. I hear stories like that all the time where people have moved from, inside the state or moved to other states. And they're like, the first thing I did after I got in my house was I found my BNI chapter. Or sometimes people even like, I found the BNI chapter I liked, and then I bought my house so that I could be conveniently located. and I'm like, shouldn't that go the other way? But hey, if that's what works for you,
priorities, right? That is too funny. How do you house hunt? I go and check out all the BNI chapters. Where do they have my seat available, and which one do I like best? And that's how I pick where I live in the city.
I have had 2 people actually share that with me, and I thought, you are absolutely amazing. I can't. I don't know that would have ever occurred to me, but I love that they know how important it is to their business and their personal and business success, that is a priority for them.
That is awesome. Very awesome. So, Harmony, I do want to ask, so we are sponsored here by Asentiv Tampa, and I know you've done the Room Full of Referrals program. You've done the Ignite Your Business program, formerly Certified Networker program. And so for the people out there watching, what would you say to them about your experience with being a part of Asentiv?
Oh my gosh, there's so many things to say. So I'll start with Room Full of Referrals. If you haven't done Room Full Oh my goodness, room full of referrals. I highly recommend it. It is a great opportunity to understand yourself better and understand how to network and even talk to other people better. It doesn't just help in business, it helps in your personal life too, with your friends, sometimes with your spouse, even if you don't understand why you're not communicating. If you really learn about what your styles are, you're so much more effective. And I still use it on a daily basis. So absolutely love it. And then Ignite Your Business, formerly certified networker. I think for me, it allowed me to be accountable to myself. More than anything, it created accountability for me. I think I naturally knew how to do it, but I wasn't necessarily good at it. And so it created accountability for me.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. As we begin to wrap up, I have two final questions for you. Number one, what tip, recommendation, whatever you have for the viewing audience at home or in their office or in the car, wherever they're watching this, what would be one thing that you would recommend to them?
Cherish every day. You don't know what's going to happen. So take time for your family, make time for the people that matter, and just, cherish your time.
Love it. Love it. And then our last question is, what is your favorite brew?
Oh, okay. So I'm not a huge beer fan, but there is one in particular that I found at this tiny little brewery in Dunedin that I loved, and it's called Punk Nectar Lemonade. And it is a sour, but it is absolutely amazing. So now every time I go there, I'm like, can I just have a couple bottles to go so that I can keep it in my fridge?
And is that from the Dunedin brewery or a different brewery?
No, it's from, you're going to ask me the name and I don't know it. It's a tiny little one about 10 blocks from Dunedin Brewery.
Caledona, Soggy Bottoms.
Yeah. Wow, you know more than I do, and I think I live 5 minutes from them.
Well, when we could meet in person, Rob and I would do our Brewing Up Business once a month and visit different breweries. So, I mean, some people plan where they live based on where BNI is. We plan our vacations based on where the breweries are.
I think I'm going to have to stick with you on that one. That's a good plan.
It works for us.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, so this has been Networking at Noon with Harmony Widman. Super excited to have you here to share with us what you got going on. If you want to check out BNI, I highly recommend BNI. I know it's not for everybody, but it made massive success for me. And funny story, this had nothing to do with, getting the money from it. But when I joined BNI, I actually wouldn't have gone to my first meeting if I knew you had to stand up and share about what you do, because I was so afraid of public speaking, which is kind of funny now because what do I do for a living? I'm a public speaker. So in addition to making hundreds of thousands of dollars for my businesses within the organization, being able to be a speaker, I totally love what BNI has to offer. I think I'm at 16 years this year with the organization, and 16 more sounds fine to me.
Sounds amazing.
So check out BNI.com. They've got chapters all over the place. Thank you, Harmony, for being here with us for our Networking at Noon. And we look forward to having you join us again next week, same time, same channel, where we will be joined by Chris Comitso, who runs the PodFest. So all kinds of things podcasting. So we look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks so much for having me, Tiffany.
Thank you.